Over the years, there have been numerous parodies of NASCAR done. There have been movies like Talladega Nights and the over-exaggeration of NASCAR in it, NASCAR fans, and NASCAR culture itself, almost solely being at the fans' expense and being laughed at. While it's funny, it's just not my thing. There are also accounts on social media or websites that have some pretty good and funny takes as well. The Onion has some, NASCAR Chasm, and many other professional parody artists all have called out certain aspects of the sport, both inside and outside POVs being used. But one that I felt was the absolute greatest parody of NASCAR was the one done by South Park, Poor and Stupid. It really shouldn't be a surprise either. South Park has been masters of comedy and parody over the years. While similar shows like The Simpsons, Family Guy, and Rick and Morty have peaked and then sucked, South Park hasn't. Since 1997, Trey Parker and Matt Stone have been evolving and pushing the comedic boundaries in our culture. Anywhere from the NFL to the communist Chinese government. So it was no surprise at all that NASCAR would get this treatment as well. This is what we would get in the episode titled, again, Poor and Stupid. In this episode, Cartman is under the assumption that in order to race in NASCAR, you have to be really, really stupid and really, really poor. Of course, Kyle and Stan are the voices of reason, and Cartman can't be reasoned with, as usual. And this only goes further as he sees that Kenny is a huge NASCAR fan. I always like Kenny. As the episode goes on, Cartman recruits Butters to try and make him, ironically enough, more stupid. As the episode goes on as well, he acts as the complete stereotype of a NASCAR fan. He's more racist than usual, he's equally as stupid as usual, and he generally acts like an embarrassment to society like he always is. The funny part is that he's an utter embarrassment to everyone around him, including NASCAR. Take the press conference, where he calls out drivers like Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Danica Patrick. After all of this, and legitimately becoming one of the most stupid versions of himself on the show, it only makes him the absolute worst driver to surface at a racetrack. He causes the field to crash every time he's on the track, and is completely and obviously unclassified for this sport and this competition. This is why I love this parody over others. The creators can make fun of anyone and anything while still making an intelligent case for whatever they want to talk about and explore. In the case of Poor and Stupid, I think that one of the main points is that people who stereotype groups of people like NASCAR fans only look more stupid than the ones that they're actually criticizing and think they're superior to. Cartman completely fails at his rightfully short-lived NASCAR career. Yet, he's an exemplary example of what he sees as the quintessential NASCAR fan and driver. It's almost like you actually need to have real skill and experience to do well in NASCAR. It isn't all an example that NASCAR fans can use to act like South Park supports the sport. There are some funny jabs at us. The fact that Cartman went nuts using the constantly promoted and pushed sponsor Vagisil is absolutely great. It really shows how for many NASCAR drivers, they go into a complete robotic mode and overly mention sponsors in unnatural ways. NASCAR drivers have been criticized for this robotic ramblings of sponsors over the years, and even got to the point where drivers like Michael Waltrip made self-parodies out of it. It's fun to see one example of non-NASCAR fans actually criticizing a more inside aspect of the sport, while obviously not supporting the sport itself. On top of all this, it's also really cool to see high-profile drivers like Dale Earnhardt Jr., Jimmy Johnson, Danica Patrick, Jeff Gordon, Tony Stewart, and Matt Kenseth all get their South Park treatment like any other celebrity in the world. What's amazing is that this can still be an applicable episode today with NASCAR in 2020, almost 10 years later. Just look at how non-NASCAR fans painted the sport and everybody around it after Kyle Larson's big screw-up. No matter how you view NASCAR, I really think that everybody should watch this episode. They need to see it. With that being said, I want to pass it on to you now. What is your favorite moment of South Park? Let me know down in the comments below. And while you're at it, leave a like and subscribe to my channel for more great NASCAR content. And until next time, have a good one.